Hello, YouTube. Happy Sunday. Ben Carson. Now, y'all know how I feel about Ben Carson. From the day that dude started that position as the Secretary of Urban Development, I said, what in the hell is he going to do in that department? There's nothing. Ben Carson has no idea what he's doing in that department. So whatever we're hearing about cuts to HUD is coming directly from the mouth of Donald Trump. Ben Carson is a figurehead. They'll run it through his mouth. This is Trump's plan. So he goes and he cuts all this money out of these billionaires. See how much money $1 billion, just $1 billion is? $1,000 million. These people got all this goddamn money. He goes in there and says, oh, I've just cut their taxes. I mean, he took a huge cut out of their taxes, right? Billionaires, millionaires, billionaires. Well over $1 trillion out of the economy. And how's he going to make up for the money that he takes out just by giving these people, I guess they want to buy an extra plane or maybe the convertible model of the Rolls Royce in addition to the sedan model? Or, I mean, how much more money did they need? The poorest people in the country, people who are getting help because they need help. If they didn't need help, they wouldn't qualify to get help. So just by you qualifying them to receive HUD or to receive Section 8 tells you right there that they are qualified. They don't have money. So his bright plan is to triple their rent. Ain't this a bitch? Now, let me go back. I don't know about y'all, but if a person is poor enough that they will qualify to receive subsidized housing, how in the hell, if they're poor enough to qualify for it, some people make $10,000 a year, the whole year. That's all they make. How are you going to go then and triple their rent? Make their life as miserable as possible because they're probably already getting food stamps and things just to keep food in the house. This subsidized housing is not based on you having a lot of money in your pocket. They're basically taking a third of what you have in your pocket, figuring that you will need the other 2/3 in order to live. So how are you going to, if they figure that's what you need to live on, to buy food and just the very basics, keep the lights on and the gas and utilities on, how in the hell are you going to triple the rent? So where does that come out of the food part? Because you also want to cut food stamps. How is this dude going to go and put somebody with no experience in urban development, no knowledge of urban housing at all? And then he's going to try to make these huge cuts to the poorest people in the United States. The poorest people in the United States, so rich people can keep more of their money. And then tell us, oh, that's going to bring the job. They ain't bringing shit back. People, they're not going to take the money that they save from their taxes to create jobs here. They're going to buy their wives bigger diamonds. And they're going to take more exotic vacations. And they're going to have a bigger inheritance for their children. They're not going to give society shit. They got a tax cut, a massive, massive tax cut. And this is how you're going to make it up. On the backs of the poorest people in this country. You know, these Republican ideas, they always say, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You shouldn't need no, you raise your ass 4 kids and no husband. Single mothers get the majority of subsidies. These are mostly single parents you're taking the money from, right? So I'm trying to figure out, I know they have this theology, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstrap, but ain't no man in there to pull any of the weight. The people qualified for subsidized housing, for food stamps, for whatever is available because they could prove how poor they were. And you're going to make them poorer? And who do you know that you can triple a rent and not cause hardship on the household, whether they're paying low rent, medium rent or high rent. Who do you know that they can take their mortgage and triple it without causing extreme hardship on the household? If they could afford triple the rent they're paying, they'd probably be living in a nicer place. Wouldn't you think? It's horrible. This is a proposal. So I hope somebody comes and shoots it down. All right, Democrats. Now y'all got to get busy. Y'all got to stop this monstrosity called Donald Trump. These are not no ideas come out of Ben Carson's head. All he knows about is surgery, cutting people's brains open. This is directly from Trump. You get all these inexperienced people. You see this. He tried to do it again just this past week. Putting his personal doctor, the personal doctor of the White House, taking the personal doctor, and then all of a sudden putting him in charge of veterans, the whole veterans medical, whatever. One of the biggest expenses we have in the federal government. How you going to put it? He don't know absolutely nothing about it. People he's put in place have absolutely no experience whatsoever in these areas. Why wouldn't he go into the departments and pick somebody who's been in the urban development for 30 years and give them the job, because at least they would know what they were doing. At least they wouldn't come up with crazy ass ideas of tripling the poorest people in this country's rent. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, this pull yourself up by your bootstraps principle. Right. This is the richest country on the planet. It'll make no goddamn sense. If we're sitting up here, you got rows and rows and city blocks of people living in cardboard boxes and tents in the richest country in the world. Now, when you go over to Africa, you pick their poor people, you say what a shame it is, what bad government it is. They can't figure out a way to feed their people. We're always going to other countries and talking about how poor and corrupt they are because the people suffer so much and the government people are so wealthy. And you're doing the same damn thing here. This is the richest country. Of course you should have the higher standard of living. At least where you're not eating out the garbage or pushing everything you own around in the shopping cart. So those people who would come out of that kind of extreme poverty, they can't get out of the extreme poverty. Why? Because these people, instead of increasing, putting more people in housing, they're taking it away, making it harder even. Who wants to? I'll bet you. Not only are they going to pull these shenanigans, but they're going to triple the rent of the poorest people in the country. Mostly single parents, single mothers. That's where the money's going to come from. But not only that, they're going to make it harder for the people who are on the street to come off the street. All society does better when people are not sleeping outside your doorway, curled up in squalor. The whole society does. Many people will get on their feet, start working, become more productive, want more out of life, and many people will just be off the street. And what the hell is wrong with that? Ben Carson. Okay, so what's his scandal going to be? Every week they got a different one, but they're lavish spending. So if he's so concerned with all this lavish spending, why do he need all these? I need a $35,000 table, dining room table. You're concerned with the pennies. This is ridiculous. People need help, honey. People need help. And some of these people are hard-working people. People with children to feed. So what, you don't want to feed the children? Okay, why don't we let them go out and become criminals? Because they don't even have enough the basics to even eat. Society benefits from that. Constantly bitching and complaining about how poor people live. You're not willing to help them at all. This is ridiculous. That dude went out there and cut all this money from the richest people in the country, richest 1%, all the way up to 10%. They got a huge help as well. All under the guys, oh, it's going to bring more It's going to bring business back to this country. It's going to bring industry. Oh, really? So now the United States, because they gave these people all this huge tax breaks, that means that now that they're going to be able to compete with China, people making $3 an hour, $2 an hour. So you're going to go, baby, Americans are not going to work for $2 an hour or $3 an hour or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. So how are you going to close the gap, Donald Trump? How are you going to close the gap? By giving the wealthiest people in this country tax breaks. So you think they're going to go and hire people in this country and pay them $15 to $20 an hour when they can go across seas and get the damn same amount of work done for $1.50 an hour? This dude going in there getting the taxes lowered, so when he returns back to his life, rich people will be richer. And they all have the praises of Donald Trump. All we want to do is have lower taxes. That's why these damn Republicans put up with his ass, because all they want is lower taxes. And these are the people who pay for their campaigns. Sad day in America. Could these 4 years just be over? I settled for these 4 years just being over. The hell with spending millions and millions and millions trying to prosecute this dude. No telling what they've already spent. Then they have these scam-ass Republicans, are House and Senate investigations, scams, and they come back and say, oh, no, we don't see any problem at all. Oh, well, why did you waste all our money if you knew it was a scam and you weren't going to come back and lie anyway? Because Trump makes it okay to lie. Everybody's lying. The truth means shit. This is a damn shame.